Good morning, guys. Welcome to Marketing Mondays with Marcus on my business page 3 in Marketing and Acquisitions. I know it's actually been a little while since I've done a Marketing Monday, so I wanted to kind of just familiarize you guys with kind of what we'll be going over today. So it's an open forum. We'll go for probably about 30 minutes or so, where you guys can tune in live, ask all of your marketing related questions, and just get a little more intel and insight into what I do and kind of what my specialty is. So a little bit more about me for the people that don't know. I own a social media marketing company, 3M Marketing and Acquisitions. Our focus is really on lead generation, branding, content creation, and then social media management. We specialize on working with real estate professionals, but I have clients as well that own small businesses. So generally anybody kind of in that spectrum of a small business, entrepreneur, investor, or a real estate professional, we work with all those types of clients, okay? And I really have just always loved the idea of marketing yourself through social media because it's been the growing platform for the last 10, 12 years. And so many people are doing that now versus traditional marketing, such as direct mail, bandit signs for real estate professionals, emails, through constant contact or all those kind of old outdated systems that aren't as useful as they used to be. So that's kind of a little bit about me. And then what we'll kind of do is I have some questions that were sent in. So we'll kind of go over those first. But of course, as I said, if you have any questions and you're watching, feel free to send them in. And we'll definitely try to get those answered as well, okay? So let's start our first question. It says, what are short-term and long-term goals with marketing in today's market? So that's, I think, probably the most relevant question right now is what are some good short-term goals and long-term goals with marketing right now? I think short-term, you really want to stay consistent and stay relevant. And those are things that you want to do all throughout. So making sure you stay consistent with your posting at least once a day, I would say. If not, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, depending on your engagement and traffic that you're receiving on your social media platforms. Making sure that you're staying relevant to the topics at hand. So obviously right now you kind of see what's been going on in the world with the coronavirus and the quarantine and all that. So that's something definitely you want to make sure that you're addressing in your marketing. But it doesn't have to be the forefront of it. Just like you would address maybe a holiday as well in your marketing. You just want to stay relevant to what's going on in the times. So that's definitely in the short term what you want to make sure you're doing. Long term wise, you want to make sure that you're still staying consistent with your core base. What are their needs? What are their wants? What do they respond to? And making sure that you're still addressing all of those points. Because just because you may market somehow to people right now and get them engaged with you, are these going to be long-term people you see in 6 to 9 months who are still actively engaging with you and wanting to know more about your product or your business? So that's really the main thing you really want to remember, short-term and long-term goals as far as that goes, okay? All right, so we did get another question. It says, will marketing trends from 2019 carry over to now? So that's a really big question too. It's basically saying, are things that we did in 2020 still going to be relevant now, today? And I would say yes, definitely a lot of those marketing trends we saw in 2019 that really took off, which is a lot more of the I call it, that natural kind of conversation through your marketing where people really are connecting with you, your company, your brand, really establishing that. People are definitely still doing that now. So you want to make sure that you're still connecting with your audience on that level. And that's pretty much one of the biggest trends that we saw last year that not only small businesses but large businesses as well started doing. So I would definitely say you definitely want to stick with that, and let that as well be part of your trend for 2020 as well. Our third question we got in, it says, is now the time to increase my marketing budget? I would definitely say now is definitely the time to increase your marketing. And I'm not just saying that because obviously I own a social media marketing company. If I didn't and I had a small business that still wasn't marketing related, I would still know now is the time to increase your marketing, especially your social media marketing. I mean, right now you have, I'm not even sure the exact number. I would estimate probably over 40% of Americans are home right now, so they aren't working or they have kids and they're staying home with them. So they're going to be doing a lot more of that online presence that they would normally do on a regular day. So if in a regular day, the average of Americans spend on time online is 2 hours, let's just say they double that. So now 4 hours they're spending online. That's 4 hours you have to connect with them through any of your social media platforms, whatever they choose. So definitely now is the time you really want to ramp up your marketing and really get your message out there to them. So you really want to say, hey, this is what I'm about, this is what I do, and really make sure that they're connecting with you in that sense, because when they are ready to buy or when they are ready to, whatever your services are engaged in, you want to make sure that they know exactly who you are, and that you're kind of consistent with that message throughout. So, all right, our next question we got. What's more important on Instagram, likes or followers? All right, and this is a question I actually get a lot. With Instagram, I always tell people that your engagement is more important than the likes you get, okay? I have seen profiles on Instagram, no joke, that have 5,000 followers, 6,000 followers, and it has 12 likes on a picture and 2 comments. That's not a good ratio. If your ratio is 5,000 followers and only 12 people are liking your pictures and 2 people are commenting, that's not a good ratio, no. You probably have some dead followers. You probably have some ghost followers that you probably need to clean up your friends list and delete over half of them. Probably sounds like 60 to 70% of them. And just start fresh with the people that are actually engaging with you. So I would rather have a profile that has maybe 500 followers and every picture gets 30 or 40 likes and 10 comments, because now your ratio is way better. You can see now people are actually engaging with you. People are liking the content that you're putting out. I tell people all the time, every 3 months you need to go through your social medias, especially on Instagram, and just delete all the dead weight, I call it. Set a threshold. If my picture gets 15 likes or less, or 3 comments or less, delete it, okay? Because obviously that wasn't something that your audience engaged with, and it's not representative of your brand. So it's almost like start fresh, like a cleansing. So that's something that you should do, and you'll see your engagement and your likes start to go up, okay? You really want to make sure whatever it is that they connect with, if you post something today and it's like boom, it blows up and people are connecting with it and comment on it and liking it, you need to figure out what was it I did there and recreate that in every post if possible, okay? All right. So the 5th question, which kind of relates into the 4th one, it says, how do I know if I'm connecting to my audience? So that's something really big. You want to know how am I doing? Are people liking what I'm putting out? So that kind of goes back to what I just said. You want to make sure that you're engaging with your customers. You want to make sure that whatever you're posting, if it's getting good content and good feedback, what is it about that? And see if you can recreate that. And that way you'll know what you're posting is directly what they want to see and hear about. Also, making sure you do call to actions. I always tell people this all the time, call to action questions. So questions that are self-engaging where they have to answer back. So if you say something like, "It's a beautiful Sunday, I'm out at the park, riding my bike. What are some of your favorite things to do on a free Sunday afternoon?" It's like a call to action or question. It's an open-ended question, so they have to go back and answer it, okay? And that's a way for them to engage. It's not just like a dead post where there's no engagement back on their end. So if you're writing just going to the mall, looking to see if I can find some new shoes, it's kind of dead. They're not asking them anything. You can easily take that back and say, "What's your favorite store in the mall?" And automatically now you're creating a conversation. So that's really how you should be trying to connect with your audience, as well as making sure you're asking those open-ended and call to action questions to get them engaged on your end. All right. Our sixth question, it says, "What social media sites should I be using?" So this is another question that I get a lot. People aren't sure what platform they should be using. The big three I always tell people: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I will say that for me personally in my business, and a lot of my clients as well, Twitter is not a big brand and platform that they use. So if you felt like you wanted to switch over and do YouTube instead of Twitter, I would definitely support that. I definitely think a lot more people are using YouTube more than ever. It's always been big, but I think people are now, since YouTube recently did upgrades, they added a back end called YouTube Studio to really try to promote them. That's something that a lot of brands and businesses are using now. So if you wanted to say Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I'd totally be all about that. And then, you also have LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn is definitely a big one. Very good for, I call it B2B, business to business contacts. So if you really want to connect with other businesses and other brands and talk about how to kind of grow yourself together, LinkedIn's really good for that. So that's a really good platform to use for that. But definitely Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, I would definitely make sure those are kind of your top three platforms, okay? All right. Our next question, it says, "What is the difference in posting and stories?" So this is a question I get a lot too. People kind of don't understand the difference in what's a post versus what's a story. And the main difference is going to be with a story, almost you can tell a story, if that makes sense, okay? So you're able to post kind of maybe your day. If you're like a day in the life of a real estate investor, okay? And you have, a different post, wake up, you put that in your story. You can put making some coffee, next one, in my office, following up on some leads, the next one, going to view a house. So you can almost tell a story in your stories, okay? And it's not the same as posting all of those, because you have to remember Instagram and Facebook, you have algorithms set up, so people won't be seeing all your posts all the time like that. So in the stories though, you're able to post as much as you want, and you're still connecting with people because people are using these stories just as much, sometimes if not more, than they're seeing those posts. So you want to make sure that you're staying relevant too. That's the big thing I tell people about social media, is it is, fueled by the younger generation and always changing and always, kind of multiplying itself, adding on new elements to it. So I think a lot of people who have been using Instagram or Facebook over the last 4 or 5 years didn't really understand this whole story aspect of it, and they weren't really adding that into their marketing when they should be. Okay, so that's definitely something that if you're using social media for business, that you need to add on and make that a part of it. Okay. All right, our next question, it says, "What hashtags should I be using?" All right, so this is another big question I get a lot. Just talking about the hashtags, which ones should I be using, why should I use them, and really hashtags is like its own topic we could go on for days about. Just because that is how you can connect and find new audiences and people can find you as well. But you should be using hashtags. You should be using relevant hashtags to whatever it is you're posting about, whatever it is your business about. And then I always tell people, make your own hashtags. Start your own brand with a hashtag. So if you sell, I don't know, shirts, something with that in the hashtag maybe should be it. Something that brands you, your company name, make that a hashtag, something that people can directly find you on any of the social media sites with the hashtag. And kind of the rule about hashtags is with Facebook and Instagram, you're allowed up to 30 hashtags on your post, okay? Up to 30. Now, Twitter, you can post as many hashtags as you want. They usually only recognize the first 4 to 5. And then LinkedIn, I believe, doesn't have a number on the hashtags. You can post as many as you want. YouTube as well, in that kind of back end, you can use hashtags too. So, like I said, hashtags are really important. And like I said, it's a way for people to find you and to find out more about you and your business, connect with you if they weren't originally following you. So you do want to make sure that hashtags are a part of what you're posting every day, okay? And relevant hashtags. All right, our next question. It says, are people still doing Facebook and Instagram ads, okay? And this is really important because people are doing Facebook and Instagram ads still, okay? They are still relevant. People are still posting. People are still trying to reach more people, especially for business. So you do want to make sure that you are still doing Facebook and Instagram ads. But making sure as well, just like your posts, just like your stories, just like all that we just said, is still staying relevant to what the content, okay? So you do want to make sure that it's staying relevant to what you're posting about, what you're talking about, but able to still get a message out and really still create ads and customers coming into you. Also though, I tell people all the time with Facebook and Instagram ads, if you don't know how to do it, hire somebody, okay? Don't waste money. If you're doing ads, if you're not understanding how much you need to spend, where you need to spend it at, what your customer clientele base, how to run the ad without it bouncing back and saying that this ad is not able to be ran, hire somebody to do it. And that is something that our company specializes in as well, if you have any questions. But any social media marketing company is probably going to specialize in running ads, and that's somebody that you need to hire that needs to be able to do that for you, to make sure that you're not just blowing money for no reason, okay? All right, guys. Our next question we got, it says, are videos better than pictures? Okay. And I would say definitely right now, especially, but over the last couple of years, videos have taken off more than pictures. You've seen, especially with even Instagram, something that started out as kind of a picture social media site, and it switched over to now doing videos as well, how it's just taken off. They added on to Instagram TV, Facebook, really integrating videos into their platforms as well. So videos really are important because people are very visual, but they also like to hear, see, kind of put all that together in one package. So that's really important. I think, especially right now in today's market, to really be doing videos. Even if you do one video a week, kind of track that and see the engagement with your videos versus the pictures, okay? And kind of see, okay, which one's doing better. I got 20 likes on this picture, but I got 200 views on this video. So, kind of gauge it and see what's working better for your business. So that's really, I think, one of the biggest things that I would definitely do. So I'm going to just check it and see and make sure if we had any questions come in that I missed. That is on my list of questions that I have for today. All right, guys, I think we answered everything that we had. So again, guys, I do want to thank y'all so much for tuning in today. If ever you have any questions about marketing, you want to learn more about our services, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is marcus@3mmarketingllc.com. You can also reach me at info@3mmarketingllc.com. Feel free to shoot us a DM. We're on all social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can find my personal page, and we're on YouTube, 3M Marketing and Acquisitions. Or just shoot me a text. My telephone number is 470-207-1685. And we'll see you guys next Monday. Thank y'all for tuning in.